So, I honestly don't even know where to start with this one, people. So, I just got done watching Avengers Infinity War. Don't worry, I'll keep this spoiler free for those of you guys who may have not seen it yet. But then again, no, who am I kidding? There are people who haven't seen it yet. But wow, like I am absolutely impressed with Avengers Infinity War. Um, of course, just a little note. The only reason why I'm really putting this out so late is because we here in Jamaica got it real late, as in it just opened Wednesday of this week. I'm recording this on Friday night, so I might put this up either tonight or tomorrow, but yeah, whatever. But I guess I probably shouldn't even put this as a review, so to speak, because like I don't even know. All right, let me just start somewhere. Especially since I'm keeping this spoiler free. The movie is an easy 9 out of 10, at least. Um, One of my major concerns going into the movie was, seeing how they would juggle all these characters who are main characters in their own right, who have been main characters in their own stories, their own movies, and juggle all of them on one big screen without no one or two or three being left out or overshadowed by all the other characters. But the way Infinity War was structured, I mean, it was all over the place. Not in a bad way, in a definitely a good way. But it all just came together. I mean, if you do reviews or read a lot of stories with a lot of characters, you'd expect a story like this may have a lot of subplots and then things eventually converge in the end. That's a predictable thing, but it really just paid off because we have a really large cast at the end of the day, like at least 16, 17 characters. I could be missing one or two, I mean, off the top of my head here, but just 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 the screen time given to all characters and the interaction, the chemistry between all the characters. Because like it or not, I really wanted to see all the characters in one place, but it didn't happen that way. There are different groups trying to prevent Thanos from getting the stone here and there. So there's no one time where all the characters are on screen, but for the team ups that did happen, it it really worked, it really gelled. And I must say that the comedy at the end of the day, like it's a real serious Marvel movie, I'd say, but the comedy is, you know, it's here and there, and I'd say for the most part, like most of it lands. Honestly speaking, and even going back to the whole, the characters having enough screen time, it really and truly has to do with the pacing at the end of the day. How much time was given to each group of Avengers or Guardians, in this movie's case at least. And honestly, each group had a decent amount of screen time. There were times where I felt, probably this character should have had a bit more interaction with this character, but for all that was happening, there was no time really. And honestly, the pacing, it, it just worked, honestly. And I'm not gonna lie, I've watched some non-spoiler reviews already, but considering I've watched the movie myself now, Thanos, he really is a villain with depth. There is some depth to him there, and I like it. Like I always appreciate. I wouldn't say he's completely in the the morally gray area, but I think similar to Black Panther, or well, I guess probably most movies, but since Black Panther is the most recent Marvel movie before this one, where certain themes were prevalent, and with what Thanos was trying to achieve, like the context behind it, the reasons behind it, really, it really echoed a interesting theme throughout the movie in terms of overpopulation, I suppose. And it was interesting. It made it made Thanos more well, at least somewhat relatable, or at least him, you could see him having reasons that in a sense you could see, being talked about in a real life scenario, which I appreciated. It didn't feel shallow, or they were just fighting Thanos just to prevent him to, well, they were trying to prevent him from getting the Infinity Stones, of course, but there was more weight with on the antagonist side of things, which is always appreciated, trust me. um the acting was pretty good, the action was pretty good. Thor, Thor all the way for this movie. Trust me, like Thor really stole the spotlight in this movie. Like, yo, yo, the movie was sick. Yo. Try to. What else can I say without really spoiling anything at the end of the day? In terms of Tony's little character arc, his whole anxiety that's been built up post Avengers, in terms of his whole anxiety attacks that he was having in Iron Man 3, and all his concerns and worries and his nightmares, they kind of subtly hint at it. Well, not really probably subtly, they talk about it in this. And even adding to that, adding to the whole sense of continuity with these movies, they even address certain things regarding the whole Civil War event. It wasn't touched upon for a completely, like, a long period of time in the movie, because of what was happening, the urgency of what they really needed to stop and go up against. But it was nice that that was actually touched upon in the movie. For those of you guys who probably would be more interested in seeing them, talk about previous stuff. But I think one of the most interesting things are things that people should look forward to is honestly like the ending, man. Like, whoo, God. And there's only one post-credit scene, which really and truly, I'm wondering. Mm, I just can't wait till Captain Marvel and Avengers 4. It's going to be interesting seeing how that plays out and how things are being set up for set up for phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So there's that. Sorry about the noise in my background, people. But I mean, what more can I say? If you haven't seen the movie, you just need to go out and see it, honestly. Like, yeah. It's crazy, people. I mean, you probably think you know, but you don't know until you really watch. I mean, what more can I say? Really? Oh my god, oh my god. So much surprises. But anyway, this is Andrew with you. Rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought about this little, I guess, I probably shouldn't even call it a review, but impressions on Avengers Infinity War. I'm not sure if I'll be doing like a more spoiler-ish video on it, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys in the next one.